Everybody, welcome Wednesday happy hour. I got my bottle of water, but boy, I could use a cold one today. It's been that kind of week. Here we go. Let's roll the open in 3, 2, 1. Not sure what happened there, but oh well. All good. I'm having some kind of trouble with this. Is ridiculous. I'm having some kind of trouble with my. Oh, okay. I see what happened here. Did I just blow the open? Is that what I did? Yeah. Okay. Well. All right. Well, such is life. Well, I guess it worked. I guess it was working. I've got to do my. Sorry. I'm having a little trouble with my phone case here. I guess it is bizarre. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, had this problem with the lunchtime show too. My my phone's in great shape because I've got this super duper protective. What's the word for protective case, and I'm pretty good about. I learned my lesson. First smartphone I had when I had to replace the screen, and it was a mess. And I figured, well, since that time, I've invested in good cases. This is a good one. It's a life-proof, which is this bad boy is. I mean, it's like a scratch and everything, but for some reason. And I don't know why. David says, wishing had a basket full of Al's wings, French fries, and a cold PBR. There you go. Gotta check that place out here in KC. I might even do it tonight. I don't know. Let's see if I can sort of. That's weird. I can't get the audio. I mean, I got to take off the freaking. I got to open up my case to get my audio to work. That's freaking nonsense, but all well. Oh, well, anyway, the phone's in great shape. It's just that the button. There we go. Okay, well, all good. Good to see Lars. Congratulations on your new club, buddy. Guess I'll just have to do that. Anyway, glad you guys are along. I'm in Kansas City. I promised you I was going to get out and about today, but I didn't. I mean, I got about, but I didn't. Shoot the show from somewhere else because I've been up here and I shot the lunchtime show and just been kind of doing editing and some work here this afternoon to get caught up. And finally decided about an hour ago, I thought, well, if I get going somewhere, by the time I get set up, it may be, I might as well just go ahead and shoot from here. I've already got it all set up. Well, most of it's set up. I packed some of the gear away already, but all good. How are you guys doing today? What's going on? Where you at? Lars, what town is that again that you're in? Neptunus is the team. I should know more. Oh, I'm sorry. I just saw Mom checked in too. I should probably bring her on as well on a Wednesday. Let's see here. Where's Mom's music somewhere? There we go. Mom's music right there. Load that in. Do a little cleaning here. I had everything all organized for the lunchtime show, and this one kind of wheels off here. But glad you guys are along here on a Wednesday. It turned out to be a pretty nice day. Now, since I talked to you on Monday, we had snow yesterday. I'm going to show you some early morning video of that. If you want to check out all that snow stuff, it was on my Instagram story last night. It'll still be up there, I think, through mid-evening, maybe later on, something like that. So you can check that out. But yeah, we had snow in KC yesterday morning, and they said it was going to come, and it did. It did. They weren't lying, and it was about 300 miles away. About 10 o'clock, woke up with snow coming down. But a woman who knows plenty about snow is my mom, and she will join us at the moment from Indiana. Here we go. Hello, Mom. What's going on today? How we doing?
Oh, it's been one of those busy days for me. So, um, yeah, I have had a 7:30 board meeting for the old people that I'm part of, and then
It's
we
like a
had
group. It's like you're like in some kind of club, old people that you're a part of. It's like
well,
a club or
I'm
something,
the
or
board. We provide transportation and in-home care and tax preparation and life enrichment and counseling for Medicare. Uh, we do a lot of things for us old people. And I'm of course, I'm the president of the board. So for most of the people have jobs, and I'm retired. I have a job, but I can farm about any time during the day. So uh, the most of the people are lawyers, uh, nurses, bankers, whatever that are on the board. So a 7:30 meeting works for them, and because we usually are finished by 8:30.
right?
So then the county health department doctor was speaking about today at 1 on a Zoom where there were 80 people on this Zoom. It almost made me dizzy, um, on what to do, for organizations if they're going to do events and whatnot. And mostly she gave us, we kind of know because we're back in orange now. We've had more cases again. We were out of trouble. Now we're back in a little bit of trouble, but
It's all that Michigan folks that are up north of you. That's what's bleeding
they come
into
down and
Indiana.
they come down and muddy the waters. And
Mm-hmm.
then I didn't realize, but at the same time I was on this Zoom with this doctor you were on. So then I went and caught the end of that, and then I went back and listened to the beginning. So
Huh.
I that was a good. I wanted to hear Joe, and he's a class act, so I wanted
Yes,
to hear him. So
very much so.
then I drove to one of my board members' houses, and we established a sunshine fund, and he wanted to give me money, cash, and so I drove out and got that. And
Did you go to the casino over there or what? I'm just kidding.
no, he just lives. No, he just lives in North Dallas. Good grief, North Elkhart. You'd think I was lost, right? Anyway,
Is North Elkhart is North Elkhart kind of like North Dallas? Is that like the cool hip place to be, or?
well, it depends. If you're close to the St. Joe River, that's the cat's meow.
Oh, well.
But if he's a single young man. He's a works in the insurance world. He's our newest board member, and he is really dynamite. He himself has he was has some he has some physical issues as far as he walks with a limp, and but he's a dynamite person, and so I was helping him by going and picking up his money so that we're going to use for doing sunshine for our board members. So some of them have birthdays and yada yada yada. So there you go. So
Boy,
so
it's a busy day.
Yeah, well, I'm ready to go to bed, but because when I have a meeting, I don't.
6:15 Eastern time. It's 6:15 Eastern time. I mean, I know you're a farmer's daughter, but I mean that's a little early, isn't it?
Well, it is, but when you don't sleep, when you're thinking, do I have all the bases covered? Do I have all the paperwork I need to share? Do I have blah 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 blah? And so I don't sleep the night before I have these kind of meetings. So, and I had to get up at 6, and that's a record for me. But anyway, I enjoyed I thought your Monarchs Live or whatever you're calling it, it was very good. So congratulations on that. So I'll get off so that you can.
All right, Mom.
Check with all the others.
Yeah, the riveting stuff. Love you too. I'm sure they'll enjoy it. Thanks for watching the show today, Mom. Love you.
I love you too.
There we go. There's my mom right there. And she checks in from Indiana. let's see. So what's going on today? What is everybody up to today? What is up? It's the old what is it? It's like the what is up hour, right? What is up? Question mark. How about that? Again, you did hear Mom mention that I did the show at lunch today, and it went very well. It's a little bit of a chat. I shouldn't say a challenge. It would have been a bigger challenge a year ago, maybe a year and 14 months ago, to walk you through the technical side of it. I did a show did it on this same platform, and the interview I did was a phone interview, but I had to get it on this platform. And rather than just have a screen of nothing but voice of, it was my voice, my face, asking the questions, Joe Calpietra's photo with the voice of over it. So we had that going. And in years past, maybe a year ago, a little over a year ago, I would have probably just had a screen, or you would have seen me kind of sitting there and not doing anything, just listening, but not saying anything. But I was able, because of my advanced technology, and more than anything, just to took the time last summer when I wasn't doing anything, which was more than that in a moment, tried to get better at some things I'd kind of either let go by the wayside, some things I just haven't done before. And one of them was working on this show, other shows, and the editing side of things. And what I was able to do was go in, record me talking to him, but all you were hearing, if you watched it at the time I recorded it, all you would hear would be just me asking the questions and nothing from him, because I was recording him on the phone at the same time. So I had to go back in and sync the audio and the video. And then the hard, tricky part, if I didn't sync it perfectly, I'm able to go in with what they call it on the editing side of things, a little razor thing, and go in there and take my audio out, because it was recording. It was me in two different places, me on here and me on the phone, and there were two different audio tracks. So I'm able to go through there and basically mute me during the questions and leave Joe in there. And that took me about, doing that before 13 months ago would have probably taken me 3 hours. It took me about 20 minutes tops, maybe. It took me, part of that time, all the thing was downloading, then it took another 24 minutes to load it in to YouTube to use on the show. But other than that, it took longer on YouTube than it did from the edit. So I was pretty excited about that. And those are things that I've done to improve upon in the last year. So anyway, just thought I'd pass it along to you. You mentioned it snowed. They said it was going to snow. It did snow yesterday. You wouldn't have known it, though, by mid-afternoon and really by the end of the day, although when I got to Leawood, it was still kind of misting snow pellets. But by the time I left Bonner Springs here, or over this area, by the time I left here and went toward the city of Kansas City, the more toward the Overland Park, Leawood area, the south side, it was already starting to pretty much disappear. There was snow on the roofs, but they had a pretty good dousing, though. And it started early, like 4 in the morning. And I'm going to show you guys that in a moment. And then and again, my walk in the morning, it was 3.5 inches of snow, but it was all gone when the temperature came up and all that. But roads weren't too bad initially. Well, they were initially, but then they're fine. And it was just a late spring snow. It probably, you know what? I think it's the best snow, because it accumulated. It looked good, but then it was gone. It didn't cause any major snafus, and everything seemed to go rocking right along swimmingly, as we like to say. So let me pull this up to you guys and do this real quick. And give me just a moment here. Sorry about that. I'll give you guys this is what I was looking outside of the window. And this is about sunup or so, maybe before sunup. As I got up and recorded this. Probably this would have been probably around 6 before that, about 5:30 in the morning, maybe something like that. So this is going to be the first thing I'm going to show you. This is Yeah, this would have been first video. Get this off the screen here. Get the what is up off the screen. There we go. All right, this would have been what I looked out my window and saw yesterday morning. I mean, it's starting to accumulate pretty good there. I mean, you can see it. The street's getting a little bit around there, but that's early morning. And I'm like, okay, yikes. Yeah, this would have been about 5:45 or 6 in the morning. So that would have been the first one. And this one right here, let me stop this here. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, okay, I want to show you guys. This would have been early. This was the first. This was the first one. This is what's really coming down initially. Let me pull this up. This would have been more like 4 in the morning. So let me give you guys this one. This is the 4 in the morning. Snow. I got up and I just thought I got to check, and I got up and checked, and should have been asleep. But this is what I saw at 4 in the morning. It's coming down. You can see the snow there. It's coming down right there. This would have been yesterday morning, 4 in the morning, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And I'm thinking, I mean, I got to get up in 3 hours. And it's going to be snowing all the way through. Yeah. So anyway, that would have been on Tuesday morning. So that's Tuesday morning, and I don't know if I got anything a little better. Again, most of my stuff was on the old YouTube. Let's see here. This would have been looking out the window. Yeah, this is not too bad. Looking out the window yesterday morning. Here we go. There we go. Looking out the window. That's what out of the bed. Of course, the lamp's in the way, but you can see the snow at 6 a.m. And then by the time I did my walk at 7 something, the sidewalks weren't too bad, and I was able to. It was actually, I take it back. I did my walk about 9 o'clock in the morning. Take it back at 9 o'clock in the morning, so it wasn't too bad. But you get the gist of it. So yeah, we had snow here in KC yesterday, and it was pretty much gone by. Let's see here. Do I have anything out there? You go. Get another shot. There's the. Let's see here. Yeah, pretty good shot right here, I guess. There we go. One more of the neighborhood right there. But yeah, and again, I don't think I've got. Let me see if I've got my Instagram accessible or not. I don't know if I do or not. I can't remember if I've got it logged on or not. But yeah, by the time I got out, it was fairly covered there. Let's see here. Where am I? There we go. I think. Yeah, I don't. My story is actually my story may have been okay. Here we go. Well, no. I thought. Let me see if it's. Yeah, I guess my story's already gone. My bad. So I lied. I thought I had a photo of. Maybe I do. Well, here's one. This is one from. You get an idea how it looked. This would have been me. This is me. This one for you. There we go. So this would have been me walking in the snow. I had a whole stretch of these, but anyway, let me put this up on the screen. There we go. That's me right there. See the snow accumulation. I'm bundled up, and the thing was, I didn't bring warm weather gear up here. I mean, I didn't bring my, because I've got a whole fleece setup that I wear when it's cold in Dallas. I happen to have this raincoat, and I had a raincoat and a rain slicker and two shirts on. So anyway, but yeah, made it work. So that was our Tuesday morning here in KC. Woke up to that, and then now it's you would never know we actually had it. Matter of fact, this is what it looks like here at the moment. It's still cool outside. Don't get me wrong, but much prettier day today. They stopped working for the day, pretty much. It looks like, but met the young groundskeeper Tyler today. Nice young man. Enjoyed talking to him. But anyway, I believe we are today at, what's the temperature today? See Cousin Blake out there. Here in KC, we are at, I didn't check the last hour, but let's just see here. Kansas City weather is 47. So it's I think it got to 48 today Fahrenheit. So it's not been I mean, even the sun's been sun's kind of been in and out today. It's kind of fought its wind up, but it's one of those days where I got sweater, vest, sweater and a vest and a shirt. I didn't pack a lot of, I mean, I packed some layers, but for the most part, during the baseball season here, the most you're really going to need is a good sweater and maybe a 3/4 zip kind of jacket. But I'm a little earlier this year. This is like going to Chicagoland when I used to go in April 1, and I'd have to literally have winter clothes first couple of weeks. So anyway, how is everybody doing on a Wednesday? My week's progressively better than it was on Monday, but still a bit rough. The thing is, I'm glad we're kind of moving past the pandemic. I'm glad that we're the light at the end of the tunnel, vaccines, all that. I'm glad that things are getting better in some parts of the country. That all being said, that's while that's cool and good and all that, the one thing, and I began to think about this the last couple of days, and I was telling my men's group this morning online that we kind of got spoiled in certain things. For example, obviously we miss traveling and miss doing things and miss seeing our friends and miss seeing our family and all that. But for my wife and I, we've made up for it because we spend a lot of time. We spend, about a third of the year roughly apart. Now, if you add up all the days of the season that she's not here and all the days I go to Australia, out of 365 days, what is a third of that? 80 some odd, 70 some odd, something like that. That we're apart, maybe more. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it actually is a lot. But the last year, we've spent all that time together, and that's been great. And we've really enjoyed that time. And a lot of it was just the routine of cooking on the grill and the air fryer and having a beverage in the patio. Yeah, we got Tracy. We got snow yesterday, and I wish I could have pulled up the. I wish I'd had saved my story. Maybe I'll. Oh man, did I put those in my drive yet? I don't know if they're in my drive yet. Let's see. If they're in my photos, I might be able to pull those up for you guys and show you even more from when the snow. Because by mid-morning, it was pretty solid. I mean, it was pretty. I mean, it stopped by the time I started my workout, but we had a good dusting at the time. Yeah, we got a little ways to go if I can get to those pictures. So all good. No worries. Anyway, well, maybe I can show you guys those on Friday. But yeah. Yeah, it was a record snow for April. And I saw this too, David, that we only had, up until that point, 12 inches of snow in the Metro KC area all year, or since this year. But that was a record for April. It was a dust. It wasn't a dusting. It was a good snow. But again, it's the perfect snow because it was there. Okay, kind of cool to have it, and then it was gone, and then you didn't have to worry about the repercussions like you do. We had the blizzard in Texas last month, or when was it? February? What was that? February? Yeah, it was a lot more fun. The Snowmageddon was brutal. And this was nothing like that. This was nothing like that at all. Although the snow looked like it on the ground, but the streets had already warmed up enough that while the grass, because it had been frosty and had the dew point had been low enough still, the ground was still, the roads were very passable and they weren't. And plus up here, these folks know what they're doing. Unlike us Texans who get on the roads and the icy roads, and we're like, we're basically a drunken bobsled driver is what we are. We're just kind of like all over the place. Anyway, but yeah, it was. It's and Mom, you may remember this. You're still watching. Back in April of 2014, I think it was my first year in Gary. I got up there in April, and my first day into the ballpark, I drove from Elkhart to Gary. It's about 60 miles, 58 miles, something like that. And we had whiteout snow conditions on the interstate, on the toll road from just outside of South Bend into Chicagoland. And I was like, oh my God, that was like, I think I slept at the ballpark that night because it got so bad. It was a early spring snow, whatever. So, and I noticed today, Coors Field in Colorado, they had snow on the field. So, or snow at the game. So, oh yeah, all good. But hey, in about 6 weeks, maybe less, it'll be triple digits. Well, I'll take it back. We'll be in the 90s in 4 weeks. Let's see, today's 22nd. We'll be in the 90s over under of 30 days, right? I would say sometime May 20th in Texas, we'll probably hit a 90-degree day. Now, triple digits won't start till late June. And you got that July, August mess, but then you'll snap your fingers. And here in Kansas City, what I like about it here, the only drawback is there's a little more thunder boomers here, although we get them in Texas too, but this is Tornado Alley. They do get a little bit more of the sporadic weather May, June, July, or May, June, really. It doesn't blast furnace at 105, but it does get up to the 90s. The one good thing about here that I love about being here is that at night, it cools down enough where you're not like, it's still 95 degrees at 9 o'clock. Where in Texas, you used to go to the old Ranger games, the old ballpark and the old ballpark, and it'd be 98 degrees, 99 degrees. I remember seeing 97, 98, 99 degrees at 9 o'clock still. And but good to see Molly out there. Blake, I mentioned Blake already. Kevin, what do you got there? Let's see here. Yes, started today and yesterday. Yeah. Kebo, what do you got going on? Let's see here. Just figured out my retirement job. I'll move to Texas, become a Lyft driver. Yes. Every time it even threatens ice, snow, or anything, everybody just freaks. It's funny because I actually went, and I think I told this story to you guys. We had a big snowstorm. I went to the store on Friday because we were low on supplies. So I went and got the basic things we always get. But then on Sunday, we doubled down when it started to snow because it started to snow. And we're like, we went to church and it was starting to come down. And we came back from church and it was starting really, I'm like, streets are starting to ice over. We went to a double down trip to the grocery store one more time. And everybody else in town was at the neighborhood supermarket trying to load up on everything. I guess they thought we weren't going to come out for 4 or 5 months, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, fun stuff. So the rest of the week, again, had the show today. I moved the Australian show, although I've been on the fence. I haven't let Paul know this yet, but I'd like to do it tomorrow, but I don't know how I can pull it off tomorrow unless I go either to Texas early or move it to Friday morning for my departure. So I have to think about it tonight, but what it does on Friday, it makes you have to do basically back to back, but I guess it'll work. I don't know. I just kind of want to do, get the happy hour done on Friday and then go to have Chupanambas or something like that and be done. But instead I have to wait around till 7, but all good. You've been sick since Monday, taking a COVID test. Oh no. If you have a positive, and it's positive, you should get that infusion, the Regeneron. Get that. Don't even mess around. Prayers for you, mate. I didn't know you're feeling bad. Yeah, that's bad. It's not good. I'm hearing less and less though of that. I mean, you're the first person I've heard in a couple, 4 or 5 days. But I'm hearing less and less of that. It doesn't mean folks aren't still testing positive, especially when you look at like places overseas. India has been a mess. I saw today United States closed the airports closed the flights going to Chile, Argentina, and Brazil. The government still doesn't want the Americans to travel overseas, which they better let me go to Australia and New Zealand. By the way, that travel bubble is open between Australia and New Zealand. That's really good news over there for my friends in Australia and my Kiwi mates. That travel bubble is open. Rumor of another travel bubble between Singapore and Australia and some South Pacific nations. I know that a couple of them are also on the list, so at least they'll get going. Hoping that this vaccine thing and this notch in our passport will give us a chance to not quarantine for 14 days, but currently having to quarantine. Which leads me to the final thing. Kevin, your thoughts on this. What are they going to do in Winnipeg? I didn't even touch that on the show today, but I don't know what they're going to do in Canada. Canada extended their border closings the 21st of May or 28th of May, 21st of May, something like that. Oh, no. So he is how many days away, Mom? Let's see here. One. Well, he should be okay if he'll be in that 14-day window on the wedding day, but assuming he tested yesterday or the day before. Not that I'm a doctor, but I play one on TV. Anyway, yeah. My window closes. My first day I'm eligible for the vaccine is May 15th, I think, or around that time. It's that week. And so I got to do a double whammy, Maxwell's graduation and my first dose. And then 3 weeks later, the team will be back in Texas again on an off day before we go to Gary. I'll do a Monday round 2. As my wife flies to Chicagoland, I'll be behind her at some point, I guess. But anyway, getting excited for the season, though, getting excited for that. Anyway, what do you guys got going on? I haven't even seen anything on the news today. I saw the news last night and all that, but I haven't really paid attention to what's going on today. Sport-wise, I've seen a few scores come across the way, but that's about it. It's about it, folks. We'll give you guys a link to get on. If somebody wants to jump on real quick, I will let you do that. I'm going to copy that. If someone wants to jump on, they're not required to, but the green room was open. I haven't opened up in a while, but what's called lots of sleep. Lot of weird dreams. I had a dream that falling asleep this afternoon that KC gave GMB and your mom their own suite next to your booth. They like that. I had the same thing when the day before I tested, when I knew, I was getting the chills and I woke up and I had a bit of a, I call them the flu dreams, the flu dreams you get kind of when you take that, NyQuil or whatever, and you have those creepy dreams. They weren't nightmares, just really weird. That was one of my first things. And then, but the Regeneron is what I took. It's called antibody infusion, I believe it's what it's called. Mine was Regeneron. Now they've got it, I believe now, where they're giving it in doses instead of having an infusion. You can actually take it in doses. And I read an article, my wife and I were talking about this over the weekend, where they're actually having the ability to give that dose, over the, in the shoulder or the arm or whatever, as opposed to sitting there for 3 hours and getting it and all that. But it did wonders for me, Kevin. It did wonders. And only drawback is you can't get the vaccine for 90 days. But anyway, let's see here. There you go. There's your link right there. Oh, so he got it last week. Mom says, okay, cool. Going to see Don out there as well. Yeah. He says, I think Winnie is going to be going dark or with a road team with faint. Yeah, that's tough. Mom says, the baseball queen's in a castle. I don't know. They're working hard here, but I don't know if they're going to be. There's fewer suites now, but the Legends Club's going to be pretty cool, Mom. You need to probably get your Legends Club membership or something. I don't know how that works. I don't have any of that works. They've got a whole new structure. I'm excited, though. It's really cool. It's coming into shape down there. The bar's in place, the floor. When it's all done, I'll give you a hard hat tour when I do the same day when we do the Monarchs Live. But, yeah, it's really taking shape here. Yeah, it doesn't look good for Canada at the moment, but, you know, they're going to play. Winnipeg's going to play regardless, but, boy, that'd be tough. I would probably figure I would just guess they play initial part of their schedule on the road and then would do some major adjustments, but that could really mess up a lot. I mean, we're not scheduled to go there until July, I think. That's right. We have a Lincoln-Winnipeg trip. Now, the other thing could be, Kevin, if the Canadian government will waive the 14-day quarantine and let the teams isolate and be socially distanced and all that, the teams could fly into Winnipeg. But I don't believe Winnipeg's got any flights except, well, all domestic flights. Only international flights come into Canada now are into Toronto Pearson, Montreal, Vancouver, and I think Calgary maybe, or is it Ottawa? One of the two. Only 4 domestic airports are being served. And as a matter of fact, I meant to take a picture of this, and I'll try to do this on Sunday or tomorrow when I head out at KCI, it's MCI, the abbreviation, but they call it KCI. Air Canada has, I think I told you guys this on Monday, or maybe it was Friday, whatever. I've counted 13 Air Canada planes sitting out there being stored here in Kansas City of various sizes, A320s, A319s, some that looked like one of them was a either 777 or 787. I couldn't tell, but I could definitely tell you the A320s, and there was a wide body there, and mostly are their staple of North America fleet were there, and they were all in Air Canada livery, which it's also in the frequent flyer livery as well. But they're sitting there. There's at least 13, maybe more than that. I'll count on Friday or tomorrow. But I did see the Airbus A320 and A319, and I believe it was a 67 and either a triple or I couldn't tell. I could see the tail and knew it was a Boeing, but I couldn't tell which wide body it was. They're parked over there, and there are a bunch of those smaller ones were there, and Embraer 145, which you guys are going, what's he talking about? These are all plane types that are all out there, but yeah, they're storing those here in the Air Canada is storing it here in the States. So I would imagine that's probably the bulk of their North American fleet is being parked at places like Kansas City and Tulsa and Wichita and places like that. So anyway, and some of those planes too might be being leased, and they might be turning those leases back over to whoever owns that lease, and that way if they're in the States, they're able to get them out of the States as well. Plus, if they needed to do some ferrying flights of Canadian citizens, are also one step closer by being here. So that's something Qantas did a little bit. I had some planes in Singapore when they were evacuating folks out of China back a year ago. So anyway, what else is going on? Anybody else got anything? Somebody's got something out there, something to share, right? Something to share. I'm here. I'm here for you. Here for you. Here for you. Yeah, I don't have anything else exciting. Just the snow, but the mini snow here, and of course, I'm like a little kid. I love snow in doses. So I'm the only kid that went to bed at 10 to make sure I jumped up at 4 to go to the bathroom, get a drink, and look out the window, and then laid back down again. Got up at 6, looked again, and then got up my normal time, and then went out and did my workout in it. It's the kid in me. It's the kid in me for sure. Kevo says, let's see Winnipeg go dark, get rid of the Apollos, but with teams already selling. Yeah, and that's the thing. Everything I've read about that thread is that the Winnipegs are definitely committed to playing somewhere, someplace. But yeah, I mean, if they went dark, you just pull the Apollos, but that would leave the schedule. Right now we have 56 home games scheduled. You would lose those 6, plus you'd lose another 6 games on the schedule. So you're looking down at 94 games. I mean, I guess I don't know. It's tough to do back-to-back to see Winnipeg play all road games, Kevin. They did it last year, and they just ran out of gas. Be hard to do, but they're a proud franchise, and this league needs Winnipeg. And Winnipeg may be at this moment where we sit right now, the Goldeye franchise probably is, with St. Paul gone, they're now the bell cow. They're one everybody looks toward, as far as the one that's the independent, big dog. Now there are others. I mean, I believe this place right here, Legends Field, will be that place in the country. It'll be that good. This is going to be that kind of place. I guarantee that. But we're still on year one. The Rockland Club's pretty cool up in that in the Frontier, and there's some Frontier parks. But I think I think Kansas City will be right up there. But they got some great parks in this league. But what I'm saying is Winnipeg, it's like something Greg Taggart, the manager of the Gary South Shore Railcats, always said to me. The American Association, independent baseball in general, is around because of the St. Pauls and the Winnipegs and the Fargos. So anyway, interesting to see what happens, though. Interesting to see what happens. All right. Well, I think I got a little hockey to watch tonight as well. Maybe I'll give my cousin a call here in KC. Big Stars fan. We'll go watch some Stars, perhaps. Okay, Friday we will be doing our little beer test. Friday, a little beer test. I got to grab some beers. I think we're not out, but we're out of anything to test. So we'll do that on Friday, and then also Talking Baseball Australia Live will come your way Friday evening, Saturday AM in Australia, and then Monarchs Live comes back next Wednesday at noon. And I've got. Getting that show worked out right now. Already starting to work at it. But let's see here. Kevin says, yeah. We had a really good conversation. He and I like Steve a lot, voiced the Goldeyes. And he had told me it was a long year. I mean, it's tough being on the road half the time. That's why you don't play on the road all the time. Because if you did, that's why teams don't win to play on the road. You're hoping to play 500 on the road. That's why a road series win's a big deal. Playing 500 baseball on the road means you're a pretty good club. And eventually they just caught up to them. It's tough and it's hard to pack up. And we have a little challenge this year. We got to move. We're sharing this stadium with the Women's Professional Soccer League here. And so there'll be certain times we're going to have to make sure our stuff's out of the way. And so there'll be a couple of homestands where we really got to pack up, and then we come back like we just opened up again, So that's a challenge. But anytime you pack your stuff up, it's a challenge. But I love the life of the road and love the life we live there. All right, that's what I got. Anybody else got anything? Anybody in a last call? Last call. Going to see Knowles out there. We'll see you down in Australia. Anyway, kind of out of stuff. I mean, this is a show that kind of runs its course, and we've been on just over close to an hour. Mom's been on. The wife, I was holding out that she might jump in, but she's actually tutoring a young lady that this is the one that kind of bugged me all week, and it bugged me until I talked to my wife earlier. And we lost the cat on Sunday. It was a sad deal. And the little girl she's tutoring is a little elementary school girl, and she loved the cat, loved the kitty. And my wife had to call and tell the mom that, the kitty was no longer with us, and she knew Kitty had been sick, but off and on. But so I'm sure my wife probably had a little heartfelt tutoring session today. But anyway, as I said on Monday, and I say it again, I've thought this over and over again. Losing fur babies, losing those loved ones, it's one thing to lose a family member, a best mate, or whatever, because your feelings are a little different because you have so many shared conversations, you have so many places you've been together. Animals, you don't talk back and forth. You just share love unconditionally. So it's a little different. Although losing a loved one, I'm not trying to compare the two at all, but some of us, it is the two. But I thought about that a lot this week, and I said it on Monday, and I'll say it again, that that unconditional love is a great example in our love of our animals, because they don't talk back. They accept our love, and we take care of them. And then we lose a family member or a loved one. There's a lot more emotions tied to it over the years too. It's a little different. So they're both very, very traumatic. Don't get me wrong, but they're also, the loves are strangely different in a good way. And they're both great love. Don't get me wrong, but I just think it's a real metaphor to how our Maker feels about us. That unconditionally, we do all kinds of things, and he still loves us anyway, and that's how the animals are. So anyway, okay, that pretty much closes it up for the day. So tough. And I catch myself saying this a lot in the morning. It's just a cat. What's wrong with you, Vaughn? It's a cat. But and it's funny because a lot of times somebody loses an animal, I send them best wishes and prayers, but I'm not that person. I don't have that relationship of unconditional love with that animal. But I do have unconditional love with my animals, and I have unconditional love for my family members, for you guys. But it's different when you and I can talk back and forth. We can share a beer and a conversation and a dinner or whatever. I unconditionally love my girls, but it's not one of those deals where we actually have conversations and that kind of deal. So that's why we we're. I'm almost done, bud. Almost done. But anyway, okay. Friday, 5 o'clock. We'll be right back with you. And again, good to see everybody. Much love. Virtual hugs to you. Let's be better tomorrow than we were today. Let's continue to get better every day. And I'll see you guys on Friday. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you then.